What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's title is Can the Crusaders be dethroned in the year of 2020 madness for the Super Rugby campaign that is kicking off this weekend? Recording this Friday evening South African time, so it's not long now until we see the Highlanders take on the Chiefs, and then Sunday we see the Blues take on the Hurricanes. Crusaders are on a break. Hence the topic of the Crusaders for you Crusaders fans who are going to miss your team this weekend, but we'll see them next weekend, is can they be dethroned? I mean, the Crusaders have dominated Super Rugby as a whole for many years now. They've been on winning streaks, they've been on championship streaks, they've won the most titles, they've just purely dominated. When any team, no matter who you are, approaches the Crusaders, you begin to wet yourself because you're just not sure which way they're going to come at you, how aggressively, how strong. Scott Robertson is a genius of a coach. My mind should be the All Black coach already, and he's going to have a strategy. He's won 2 titles in a row. I mean, he's just remarkable what he's achieved for this Crusaders team. But one thing's for sure, and I think that's something we need to take note of. This is a totally different ball game. Super Rugby Aotearoa, excuse me if I pronounced it wrong, first time actually doing it on a camera, but Super Rugby in New Zealand is going to be absolutely incredible, and the competition level that we are going to witness and the intensity of that we are going to witness is going to be immaculate. I mean, you got 5 solid teams. I know everyone's going for the Crusaders, as the Highlanders, saying injuries, all that, but I really believe they want to prove a lot. Yes, unfortunately, players are injured and all that stuff, and they really haven't gelled with this coaching system in the past and all that stuff. But they still got some stars there that can keep them going and give them a boost. And I hope for New Zealand rugby's sake, and I hope for the Highlanders' sake, that they can really show the world what's done. But if we look at the guys like the Blues, and I mentioned this in my Carter video, is they've really shown an improvement in their game style. And it's going to be exciting watching them. And it's a team you can't write off. You look at the Hurricanes, they're missing Geordie Barrett, but then they got Ardie Savea back. Pure class within the squad, and when Geordie comes back, you just bring in more solid All Blacks within. Don't forget there's other star players in there like Dane Coles, etc., etc. The list goes on. The squad gets stronger, and they'll also be wanting to show what they're made of, and they've got a squad and a team and a talent that can indeed prove teams wrong and surprise us. Then you look at the teams like the Chiefs, and I think they are probably the favourites in order to, if there is a team to dethrone the Crusaders, it's probably going to be the Chiefs, because the way they started was really strong. They started with a bang, and they're going to want to continue that going forward and bring that momentum in. The end wasn't as hot as the start, but it still was good. But now they've got Damian McKenzie coming back, which is one of the great fullbacks in my mind, and the next future for All Blacks alongside Geordie. You've got Aaron Cruden, who's making his return for, I mean, another pure class experience. He's bringing so much talent to the team. Sam Cane, who's the new All Black squad, in these next 10 weeks could bring something different because he will want to stand out. Him in that position is so under pressure because of the talent that's around with Scott Barrett. You've got Geordie, Scott, you've got Sam Cane, you've got Ardie Savea. You've got so much talent within and the depth. And people are saying, this guy should get a chance, this guy should get a chance. So Sam Cane really needs to stand up. And what a mark he will be putting on the All Black table if he can end with a championship victory. I mean, that's remarkable. And for those who might be a little salty, this is the top teams in New Zealand, the teams that have really been in the top. So whoever wins now is potentially the Super Rugby Championship. No disrespect to my fellow South African teams, and no disrespect to Argentina or to Australia. But fact is fact. New Zealand's been dominating the tournament for the past while. So technically you can predict the winner. Yes, Sharks were at the top of the log. I know that because they're my team. But if you put the games in, the Brumbies are also top of the log too, technically, as well as the Crusaders and the Chiefs. So for me, This is such an important tournament in order to see where New Zealand rugby is going and how they're going to achieve. Hence why I say, can they be dethroned? I think they can be dethroned. And I think the Chiefs could be a strong point at that, because if Sam Cane lifts the Super Rugby title, what a boost and confidence is going to give him as New Zealand's new captain going forward. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing to see what they're going to do. We've got the championship coming up this year, hopefully. We've got end of year tours coming up. There's a lot of rugby and pressure that's on these New Zealand teams, and this tournament alone is going to benefit them more than South Africa at this stage, because we don't have a tournament. You're going to benefit Australia probably because they're still regrouping, rebuilding. This is putting New Zealand in the middle of the spot where they can show the world what they're capable of. Hence the importance level of this tournament, and why I think they're going to take it so seriously, and why I think it's important for us as fans to watch it, analyze. If I was a coach right now, I would be sitting my players on the TVs, having a little conference call while watching and saying, now it's time to analyze these All Blacks. Yes, South Africa are world champions. Yes, the number one in the world. But let's not forget what All Blacks have achieved. And for that, we need to be watching them, because they can definitely come back with a bang. They weren't the most dominant team for 10 years for nothing. And I think that's one thing we need to take note of. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think the Crusaders can finally be dethroned? And if they can, who do you think is going to do it? And if not, obviously, you think the Crusaders are going to win. And they could, but they could also lose. That's what makes the beauty of this tournament. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you real soon for another one. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.